Hi everyone, and welcome to Mighty Kiddos. Today I have a special person I want you guys to meet. His name is Malachi. I used to work with him in early intervention. It's my pleasure to share his story with you and the world. I hope you like it, and I hope this video encourages you and teaches you something new about autistic individuals that are so worthy of love, inclusion, and understanding. I hope you like it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up.
How old are you?
4.
Where do you live? Show me your nose, eyes, ears. Show me more. All done. Please. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, you're just so cute, aren't you? You silly goose, you silly goose. You being silly. Cheese mama.
Cheese mama.
Say cheese mama, don't be shy. You tell her not to be shy, right? Say don't be shy, mama.
Don't be shy, mama.
Okay. My son's name is Malachi.
Tell me a little bit about him.
He has a bright personality. He's an easy, outgoing person, and he's a very social person.
He is, huh?
He was diagnosed at 19 months, but even before then, we started early intervention before the diagnosis.
So tell me a little bit about what are his strengths? What is Malachi really good at?
He's very good at social and communicating his wants and needs. He's a team player and a very sociable person.
Awesome. Say hi to the camera.
It's over there.
Right here, bud. Look at your hand hurts?
Yes.
What happened to your hand?
I fell over.
Can you tell me that again?
Yes. I fell over.
He fell over.
Oh, you fell over. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you show me which hand you got hurt? Oh my goodness, can I see it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yes.
You are? Tell me, Malachi, what do you like to play?
Park.
You like to play at the park?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you like to do at the park?
Going to walk.
Some of the things I'm struggling with currently right now is his behavior and his sharing, but he's also working on that at home and with ABA.
And what are the different issues from when he was younger? Like, what were things that you struggled with when he was younger?
Hitting. He used to hit me because he couldn't talk. He was nonverbal up until he was 2 years old.
Yeah.
And then he recently, last year, got a procedure. His tongue was tied. So they clipped his tongue, and that's when he started speech therapy and his words started to roll out.
Do you feel like you've had to advocate a lot for him, like really fight for his services, or do you feel like it was something that was just streamlined easily for you?
And I had to fight for OT because it was always, oh, he's too active to get a proper evaluation. So when he turned 3, he was more mature enough to get a proper evaluation. And now he gets OT service through Kaiser, through an outside vendor.
And have you learned any techniques that you kind of do at home?
Yes, through ABA, through parent training. When he used to hit me, I used to have to like bear hug him and block the hits. I enrolled him in school during COVID when he turned 3. It was over the video, but I pulled him because the teacher had us doing homework packets, and I'm like, this is too much with going to ABA and then having to go home and do hand over hand. Malachi is a on hands type of person, so video wasn't gonna work.
And I think you need to know your child and know what services are going to work for him.
Right.
And it is okay to pause services for a while if you feel like they're not going to work for him, right?
Right.
And what do you think has been the most efficient or the most helpful things that you've had as a parent?
Early intervention and ABA.
Okay. Malachi seems like he's super friendly. He's always been very friendly since the get-go. Tell me about his street safety. Does he know when not to run into the street?
No, we're still working on that. with ABA, with the stop commands and stuff, but even when I tell him to stop very sternly, he will.
Did you struggle with his diagnosis? Once they told you he was autistic, how did you feel?
Yes and no. I cried a little bit, but at the end of the day, you pick up your big girl panties and do what you need to do for your child if you want them to be successful. It's nothing to dread about or be afraid of.
And where do you think your fear came from, though?
Just how he will get treated naturally and how people will take the diagnosis.
So basically you're afraid of the stigma, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing anything? Are you taking any steps to kind of, advocate for your son and others like him?
I post about autism and inclusion matters.
Do you feel like there's a good support for autistic individuals in your area?
I don't think so.
Do you feel like your family supports you with his diagnosis? Are they well informed?
Well, in the beginning, no, because it was the age he got diagnosed with. But as they knew, as time progressed and it was serious, it wasn't a made-up diagnosis. Yeah, and then yes, they hopped on board.
Well, how would you like the world to be changed to be more inclusive for your son?
I just feel like law enforcement need to be more trained. Because some kids on the spectrum don't understand the stop commands or the commands that they give them. They do not like to be touched. It's the way you approach them. You don't have to be like aggressive with them.
Right. Yeah, so definitely we want to make sure that there is more knowledge, right? More education for the law enforcement. And how about in general, like the general population? How would you like to feel more supported? Or
just feel like they should broadcast autism more, like they would do a cancer campaign. Like if you work in the medical field, they need to be trained more. Like if you take your kid to the dentist's office, we shouldn't have to tell the receptionist, oh, he's on the spectrum. If I'm in public, I shouldn't, have to tell you, because what did you go out and tell a person that you don't know that they have cancer or something like that?
Yeah, obviously I'm not a mom with an autistic individual, and I'm genuinely curious about this. How do you feel about telling others that he's on the spectrum?
I tell him, because when he was younger, he would wave at people, and that's the time he wasn't talking, and they probably was wondering why he didn't say hi back when he's old enough to talk, but they never really asked.
So you would just tell him?
Certain people, yeah.
Do you feel uncomfortable telling others that your son's on the spectrum?
No, because it's a part of him.
Do you feel that school he will be supported enough?
I was kind of skeptical. I'll just be thinking, will the school staff treat him like his ABA staff, loving and caring?
What do you want, Malachi?
Bubbles. Can I hug them?
Yes, you may. How has his diagnosis helped you as a person?
To be a little more patient. A little more patient and understanding.
I think that's great. I love that. I feel like, when I saw you flourish as a mother, when we started working with Malachi, at first it was hard because we had a lot of behavior issues with him and nonverbal, but you made sure he had all his services. You were, following through with the therapies that you needed to do at home, and that's why he's so amazing. I think that is definitely key for parents to be part of their program, right?
Yes.
And be educated as how to treat your child. Because they have differences. They have different needs than others. What can you tell a parent that is going through perhaps the diagnosis process?
You don't have to be scared of autism. There's nothing to be scared of. You embrace your kid and get them the help that they need. Because if you don't get them the help they need, you're only hurting them in the long run. His diagnosis made me a stronger person.
That's nice.
Because we have to do a little more than a typical parent.
Let's say I'm a person that doesn't know anything about autism. What should I know about if I, encounter a person with autism?
So just not be judgmental about the child, and if they're having a behavior, You don't just look at a kid on the ground and say, oh, get away from that wild child or something like that.
How can a person support a parent with a child on the spectrum?
Just ask, do we need a little help with something, or is there any way we can help diffuse the situation?
I can't do it.
Yes, you can. Try again.
I'm going out the new house.
It's too hard.
Yes.
Let's go do something else. What is his typical day like? What are the things that he really, really loves to do?
He loves going to ABA. Don't believe the hype about ABA either, that it's abusive, because it's not. Well, depending on your therapist and what center.
Well, yeah, it can be, right? It can
Yeah.
be. I think the key with ABA is that you as a parent need to be involved.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's in your hands. They go by what you want. They will recommend certain hours, but you do not have to take those hours if you don't want to.
I think that's key that you're saying that. So what you're saying is that you need to really be advocating for your kid.
Yes.
Even
It's all up to your discretion. I'm in charge of the ABA services for him.
That's
It will recommend the hours. Malachi started off slow because he was so young when he started.
And how many hours is he having now?
35 hours now, because he was going 9 to 4, but I see that it was too much for him.
It sounds like you're saying that it is important for you to use your voice.
Yes.
This is too much, let's not do it.
Right.
Or this is not enough, I need more.
Right.
Excellent. I think that's great. Is there one more piece of advice you'd like to give any parent?
You just do what you got to do. Don't dread on the autism diagnosis. It's nothing bad. They're geniuses. They're smarter than an average kid.
Yeah, they do have their strengths, and I think
Yes.
that's wonderful. I think the key is to discover who your child is, right?
Yes.
And stay focused on who they are.
You do what works for you and your child.
Thank you so much, Rashonda. I really appreciate your perspective on all of this, and I know it's going to help a lot of parents because it's just different to hear it from a parent perspective, okay?
Right. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi guys, there you have it. I have shared with you a lovely story with you guys of a special boy that has been dear in my heart. I worked with Malachi for 2 years through the early intervention services, and I just grew to love him and love his mom so much. I'm inspired by his mom's strength and perseverance, as she has always been a great advocate for his services and for his needs. I hope that you guys are taking some value from this and that you guys feel inspired to learn more about autism, more about autistic individuals, and how you can help make this world a better place for all of them. You deserve our efforts to make this world a more inclusive place for neurodiversity. Thank you for joining me, guys. I will catch you on our next one. Bye.